Hey guys, this is on Productions, aka Number 4673, and I'm back in Nameless Part 22. The one thing you must recall, I always say that, but I forgot this time. Right. Right before we start, I want to say that this is going to be one of the longer parts, like the last part, 21. Not as long as the latest video I uploaded when it was my candy love. Goodness gracious, that was long. I'm sorry. And now I actually kind of want to shamelessly try to promote that playthrough, my candy love, because it's one of my least favorite popular playthroughs, and I don't really understand because personally I think it's one of the most fun games to play. It's just so amusing, but I guess that's just me then. But if you haven't checked that out, please do. It's kind of a cliche plot, I guess. It's not very, but it's so much fun you don't even know. So or you do if you've watched it. So we're gonna continue now. I have a sore throat, having some tea here because tea saved lives. And I hope I'm not gonna sound too sore throaty today. But then I'll just have to sip, and I'm not gonna cut that out, so you gotta deal with that. Okay, let's go. Really? Then let's go together. Okay, Master. I don't trust you. I think you have cleaning duties today. Oh. Ian quickly hardened his cute smiling face and pouted. Come to think of it, Ian had cleaning duties this whole week. Yep. And thank God for that. Disregarding your duties and go play is a very poor attitude. Playing hooky is bad, don't you think? Lance thrusts a dagger into Ian's heart. He's being harsher than usual today because he knows Ian is an evil person. I heard the government's been really busy and Lance must be stressed out too. Master, I'm sorry, I don't think I can make it. There's still a lot of other chances, so we can go next time. Master, okay, we'll go next time. You won't become a bad student for missing your cleaning duties once, but you should do your best at what you've been assigned to do. When you come, I'll make sure to bring you cake, so cheer up. Whoa, really? Okay, thanks. Now, let's stop all the mushiness and here and have breakfast. Eating meals regularly is crucial for his skin. Yuri tapped his water glass like a king. You haven't helped a single bit to prepare the meal, and you're the loudest. Alright, wait a moment. Tay brought out some food. After noisily finishing our meals, we took the limo again and again made a fuss at school. Today's classes. Yes, today we won't be using our textbooks, everyone. Close your books. What? The class stared at what Mr. Eugene said. Jesus. Oh, sorry. It's science class right now. Mr. Eugene was assigned for a special lecture. Oh yeah, that happened before. Since today's topic is not generic engineering, it does suit him a bit. There's a lot of talk surrounding this special lecture anyways. There were rumors about how Mr. Eugene ate our science teacher and that's why she didn't come to class. Ate her! Considering she's not in the office, she's probably on a business trip. Whatever the reason, I can see everyone's pretty nervous because of him. I saw kids flinching at his every move. I mean, there's so many horror stories about the infirmary. Someone even said that a boy went into the infirmary one day and never came out. Because of that, everyone was sitting up straight before he even entered the classroom. I can see everyone was adamant about not giving in their bodies. They were unnecessarily nervous. I think I'm the only one relaxed here. The ridiculous rumors are all because of Mr. Eugene's weird behavior. He looks way too creepy, and no one would gladly approach someone whose hobby is dissecting. Besides, he even calls Beatrice his skeleton model his lover. A normal person would get scared and run away. I would have been uncomfortable with him too if I didn't like dolls. Yeah, that's true. Just into skeletons instead of dolls. They totally match each other. I feel like I can understand him since I also liked objects that resemble humans. Of course I was scared of him at first, but seeing him a couple more times, I changed my mind. He's not scary, rather. You think you should never be like him, I thought while looking at everyone's stiff backs. Master, it's fine. If something happens, I'll protect you, he whispered to me, thinking I'm scared of Mr. Eugene. But while saying that, his fists were trembling. I think I'll have to be the one protecting him. Alright, so the looks you all care so much about is nothing more than an empty shell. There's no need to be disappointed or proud at your skin. They will all rot away when you die. And your organs are nothing important as well. So there's no need to try. Of course, you can never take care of your organs in the first place. Studying. Your brain is in the end nothing more than a blob of cells. And so there's no need to try your best at studying. What is important is your bone structure. The most important issue in the world. No, actually, the only issue in the world is what kind of bones you leave after you die. Mr. Eugene started praising bones again. At that, one student gathered his courage and raised his hand. Mr. Eugene's eyebrows twitched. But there's nothing you can do about your bones, like your organs. Then we are. Everyone nodded, agreeing at what the student said. But before he could finish talking, Eugene opened his mouth and said in a very determined voice, "All failures, so all efforts are pointless. Your life's a failure from the second it begins, so just live however you want." Well, that was a good pep talk. The class stared again at Mr. Eugene's cruel words, but I felt more scared of him because of something else. He wasn't trying to be mean at all when he told us all that all our lives are failures, which means he genuinely means every single word of it. It's more shocking that he actually means all of it. I suddenly felt distressed at what he said. The whole class was still in shock, but Mr. Eugene kept on talking. In that sense, my Beatrice is truly a great being. She possesses beauty none of your failures will ever have. Beatrice is artificially made like that. The brave student from earlier challenged Mr. Eugene once again, but this time he didn't scoff. You obviously only know one side to the story. Beatrice is an exact representation of actual bones. I've collected most of the beautiful bones existing in the world and put them together to model Beatrice after them. Beatrice is a perfect work of art. Then, do you like all the people whom Beatrice is modeled after? No. Why, they must all have been women with bone structure you admire. They're dead. What? Why would I look like a woman who's already dead? Besides, it wasn't just one woman. Do you look like a despicable jerk who would like several women at the same time to you? Mr. Eugene sparkled his two eyes. No, that's not what I meant. So you like Beatrice for... Been asking odd questions. Of course I love Beatrice. For only one reason. She has bone structure that cannot exist in this world. She is not the bones of just one person. The bones can come from a countless number of people. In other words, she cannot exist in reality. She's like a unicorn from a fantasy. Mr. Eugene looked sad, as if he was using his whole body to express his yearning for the unreachable. But at the same time, he was happy to have Beatrice. Why am I getting into this? I feel like this is beautiful, but it's weird because it's a fucking skeleton. Please. You're amazing, Eugene. You can make passionate speeches about stuff and make other people feel passionate about it. Great ability to have, not that you're gonna use it much. He's fallen in love with a magical being that can't exist. Everyone didn't understand what he meant and looked confused. But I can understand what he means. I like dolls with faces that can't actually exist. It's not that I simply like hot boys. Really? Even if I say this, a normal person wouldn't understand and look confused. Sure enough, most of the kids had a huge question mark on their faces. See, we connect with Mr. Eugene. Don't know if that's a good thing. And I had to think again after watching Mr. Eugene. If it's not a hobby people can understand, it's best to hide it. That's where he's actually quite brave. He just embraces it, doesn't give one or two shits about what other people think. I like that about him. Now, do you all realize how worthless you... You two over there. Mr. Eugene was about to talk about the pointlessness of life once again. What a nice class, but stopped after noticing something. He pointed towards us. He was pointing at Yaay and Lance beside and behind me. He raised his glasses and peered this way. I've never seen those bone structures before. I would never have missed those. Are you both the famous transfer students? I don't know how famous, but we did transfer here. I see. You two, stand up. I heard the chair creak and saw Lance standing up. And a bit after, Ian hesitated and got up too. Lance looked cold as usual, but sadly Ian was all tense. What is he about to do? I stiffened to see Ian get nervous. I know it doesn't make sense, but he hasn't figured out that they were dolls, right? Mr. Eugene came to us himself. I heard Ian gulp. Strange. I've never seen such figures, as if they were artificially crafted. Yes, you are like dolls, both of you. This time I saw even Lance flinch. Mr. Eugene, no way! Of course he knew it. I became desperate, thinking the boys might get exposed at this unexpected moment. No, I have to divert his attention somehow. I was about to stand up from my seat, but at that moment... You are correct, Mr. Eugene. The hot thighs are indeed dolls God dolls God has crafted. It's also God who led them to this school. In some sense, I should suggest joining classes with the sophomores. And particularly the sophomore in class, because they're Tay and Red, who are also perfect creations of... I apologize, I think she got too hyper. Shinbi stood up and dragged Soy outside. Soy riffed and screamed, "Let me go! Mr. Eugene, don't forget what I said! I want to be in the same class with Tay in the end class! Shinbi, let me go!" Soy's screams got further away and someone kindly closed the classroom door. Really, how does this academy choose its students? Well, I'm actually more curious of how it chooses its teachers. True. Could have been in the same class with Tay. Oh, Shinbi, it's all your fault. Shouldn't you thank her for saving you? What? Nothing. Didn't say anything. I played innocent and avoided her gaze. Sawyer was still fuming and burning with determination. Class was over a long time ago, but she was still hyper. That medicine, she might really need it. Stop complaining. What are you going to do today? You said we should go to that cafe. Are we going there right now? Of course! Do you know how long I've waited for this? I have to make up for all the mess I went through during class. You're shooting laser beams. I didn't know you were that interested in tea. Sori quickly turned her head and held up a finger. What do you mean? I was never interested in tea. All I care about... Don't say anything about tea. Soy. I got my eyes on you. Need to drink some tea. That was nice. Where was I? All I care about is one thing. Tay in Tay's waiter uniform. What? The uniform. I heard the waiters there always suits as uniforms. Soy. No, that's not Soy's voice. It's Shinbi. The uniform. I heard the waiters there all wear suits as uniforms, so I heard that this morning and made a fuss about having to make a record of that. The cafe is famous for that? Now, hurry up! If we stay like this, the other girls will snatch Tay away. We have to hurry before our competitors take up the cafe. So I clenched her fists and walked right in front of us as if leading an army. I knew that the cafe was pretty unique, but I never thought they'd make the waiters wear suits as uniforms. Tay in a suit. I kinda want to see too, but we've already seen that. This is weird. Welcome. Oh, you came again. Hey, Sion. Did Tay come to work today? The way they soy called Sion looked like a cat. Kind of. He was so cute the way he grinned. He really is adorable. I wish I could date him instead of you. Calling him by his name. Does Soy know him? I knew you'd look for him. You knew. All the girls that came today asked for Tay. I'm already late. Oh, don't worry. Tay's running an errand right now. He'll arrive soon and so you'll be able to see him. Really? That's awesome. I'll lead you to the seats. Follow me. Here are your seats. Oh, thank you. What would you like to drink? The waiter called Sion handed me the menu. Oh, this. Set. I found a familiar tea in the menu and pointed at it with my finger. Okay, how about you two? Secret garden. The same. Okay, then one set and two secret garden. Is that all? Let's see, I do want a piece of carrot cake, but I'm on a diet. Soy said in a small voice. Wait, I didn't know Soy was on a diet. Sion looked surprised too. What? You're not fat at all. You're actually pretty thin. What do you mean, diet? Oh, he's so nice. I ship those two. You know what? Instead of Yuri, you two can get together. Does that sound like a plan? Good. No, my clothes is just covering everything up. I'm actually really fat. You're not, dear. The thing with you, Soy, is that you just have more meat on your body. Like a natural thing. And it looks good on you. You're beautiful. Anyways. I can't tell. I told you I am. So I covered her mouth and laughed. Of course there was a reason she said she's on a diet. She wanted Xian to say that she's thin. Oh, okay. It was just so wonderful to see Soy manipulate Xian into saying the thing she wanted to hear. Actually, Xian seemed to really mean it. I really don't know. It's not good for you to watch your diet too much. Xian's right. Going on an extreme diet can make you ugly. Whoa, so tall. I could tell from just a glance that the man was as tall as Yuri. It might be because I'm sitting down, but he seemed so tall I felt like his voice rang downward. His rolled up sleeves, half-rimmed glasses, and his long hair in a natural ponytail, it all suited him. He looked so good in his uniform. Hello, Mr. Hoban. He's the manager. Huh? So I said hi first. You know Xian and the manager? How? Hello, girls. I presume you're here because of this girl over here. You're right. Soy dragged us here. It's all good to be here. But Soy, Shinbi, you guys came here before? Yeah, several times. What? Why didn't you tell me? I was going out with them, but Soy and Shinbi came here without me? What are you talking about? You told us you're busy. What? When? I don't remember. Shinbi, you were there, right? Yeah. You said no, so I came with Soy. That's how we got to know Xian and Mr. Hoban. Of course, we didn't know Tay worked here then. I really don't remember. Of course, since I saw it. What? I heard a voice just now. What's wrong with you? Oh, I came back to my senses and realized everyone was looking at me. Oh, it's nothing. Am I too tired? I don't want to make things awkward, so I should let it go for now. Anyways, Xian and Mr. Hoban, this cafe is full of hot guys. No wonder Tay works here. Just because of that. It was obvious why Tay was hired. Suits and uniforms in a cafe only hot guys work at. We were definitely aiming for girl customers. But Xian... Jesus. But Sion, you came to take orders, and you were just giving lip service. You have to be more enthusiastic when recommending our drinks. We'll go bankrupt like this. What do you mean lip service? You're denying it again. I picked you up when you were soaked in the rain. You really came for the harp. You really just came for the harp. Mr. Hobin. Mr. Hobin shook his head while looking at Sion. Sion's face was a bit red for some reason. Soaked in the rain? What are you talking about? No, it's nothing. Why are you acting all serious? There's nothing to hide. Sion made a fuss about not letting the manager continue his story, but Mr. Hobin grinned and playfully suppressed Sion. This kid over here, he used to hang out often at this cafe. At first I thought he liked the tea, but it turned out that that was his motive. The harp? Yes, my family's been in the coffee shop business since my grandparents. And when I opened the cafe, my grandfather passed down that harp to me. He was not a barista, but not only a something, but also a harpist. Right now it's just on display, but he used to play it often before. Anyways, that kid used to come every day, but one day she stopped coming, so I was wondering what happened to him when I saw him caught in the rain one day. I was so surprised when I saw that. Really? Yeah, I came to look at the cafe, but at the harp, but it was closed. I had some business to attend to that day, so I opened the cafe late. He was soaking wet and ran into my arms as soon as he saw me and begged me to let him work there. Do you know how surprised I was then? Sion looked at Mr. Hobin reproachfully. But that was the only way I thought I could see the harp. Harps are too expensive, so I can't even dream about getting one myself. Harps are no longer that expensive. They're pretty affordable now. What? Idiot, you should have begged me after figuring out how much it costs. Sion glared at Mr. Hobin again. Really? Harps aren't that expensive nowadays? But still, I was surprised. I didn't know that harp could make such a beautiful sound. Does someone play it? This kid here, he wasn't just saying he liked it, he can actually play it very well. It does sound good even in my ears. Stop complimenting me. You're going to end up teasing me anyways. It's not a compliment, I just said what I felt. Mr. Hobin shrugged his shoulders. Well, I want to see Sion play the harp. Will you show us? Not now. This kid, he can't ever stop. When he starts playing, he gets so into it. So I've asked him to refrain during business hours, but one day you'll get a chance to hear it. Oh, that's a shame. So I looked disappointed. But I'm happy I get to clean the harp. Sion's face turned red when he said that. Oh, you're so adorable. He looked like he was in love. He must really like the harp. Yes, of course. It was lovely the way he honestly talked about what he likes. So innocent, but not quite like Ian. He's better than Ian. I smiled to think of Ian as well. No, you cringed. I heard the cafe door open. I'm back. Oh, Tay! The cafe stirred as soon as Tay stepped in, particularly the girls who came to see him. Huh? Tay glanced to look around for the manager and Sion and found our table. Tay and I caught eyes. You hurried and walked towards us. You came. Tay beamed. I wanted to beam back, but there were too many people glaring at me. I gave a small smile and awkwardly said hi. Oh, Tay, hello. Tay, you know her? Mr. Hobin poked Tay's side. A little. Don't start making up funny stories. I got the thing you asked for, so check them. Alright, this old man will go back to work. I'll leave the rest to these young fellows here. Then, ladies, have a great time. The manager said goodbye and disappeared toward the kitchen. So, did you order your drinks? Yeah, oh, yes, we got the secret garden and she got set. Tay smiled softly and looked at me. So I was dumbfounded at that smile and couldn't continue. You ordered that one. I knew you'd like it. Wait a sec, I'll bring you the drinks. Wait, Tay, this is my table. Tay checked the order sheet and was about to leave when Sion stopped him, but Tay didn't blink once and quietly told him. I see that you've uselessly chatted with the customers after taking your orders again. But I came here first. That table over there is feebly asking for you, Sean. Now hurry up. Don't push me! Tay pushed Sion to a table on the other side. As Sion suddenly came into their sight, the girls on the table shrieked and beamed. Then wait a moment, girls. I will be back with your tea. Tay lowered his head and bowed, and before turning around, he looked at me and gave me a small smile. My heart beat fast at that amazing smile. Is it because I'm seeing him working right now? I could die right now. I understand, but don't. Did you see? Did you? Oh my god, he looks so good in that uniform! Heart spilled out of Zoe's eyes. She suddenly turned to me, grabbed my hands, and swayed. I'm so glad I came here with you. I knew Teo would care more for someone he knows. Wow, look at this. Carmen is my fabulous plan. Zoe looked around the other gloomy tables and put on a proud face. I don't know about fabulous, but it does seem to be working. I know, right? Wow. I'm glad I helped, but you two seem to be close with the other workers. Huh? The manager and Sion, you were both very friendly with them. What do you mean? You call them by their names and all that. Aren't you close with them? Well, you can do that too. What? I can't call them by their names. I've just met them. When Star was about to say something, Tay walked towards us. Here are your drinks. Tay brought a tray with our drinks and a small bowl of cookies. We didn't order cookies. I know, I'm getting them for you guys, so don't worry. Really? Thanks, Tay. I sensed Zoe's eyes shooting hearts. Come to think of it, you must be Nana's close friends. What are your names? Oh, what? I'm Zoe, and she's Shimby. I'm in class N with her, and I'm class president. It was very strange to see Zoe be so nervous. Her hands were even trembling. She even faced Mr. Eugene, but I never realized that there was this side to her. She did say she likes him. She was really mean at this time. It was cute the way she got nervous in front of the person she had a crush on. Tay smiled again towards her and didn't forget to ask. I see. Please take good care of her. Of course we will. We'll never leave her side. I'm relieved to hear that. Oh, wait. Tay was trying to be the mom again, but the table beside us cried out for him. Tay waved towards them and looked sorry. Oh, they're calling me. I have to go. Enjoy your time here. Tay mouthed, it's hot, so be careful, to me and left in a hurry. He's so sweet. So I was staring at the plate Tay stood at. Oh my god, Tay is so nice. He's so my type. Did you see him ask my name? Tay asked my name. This isn't a dream, right? So I made a fuss and blushed. You always say that he's your type when you like someone. Mr. Eugene is one of them. No, it's real this time. I was born to meet Tay. This is meant to be. He said that the first time you saw the ice prince on the chick. Of course I do like the ice prince on the chick. Ice prince is cold, but he's handsome and Ian's cute, and I could just kidnap him. So I didn't hesitate to say dangerous things. I thought for a second whether I should text Ian and tell him to avoid her. But Tay's a bit different. I mean, the prince and the chick are just eye candy, but Tay feels like a real man. Eye candy's a bit harsh. I feel bad for Ian and Lance, who suddenly turns into things good to look at. No, actually, being eye candy might be better for their safety. I don't know about Ian, but if you say that in front of Lance, you're going to be in big trouble. Oh. I need to end the episode here. I'll see you in the next one. Oh, I just heard something. He said that, but it skips the next one. Bye!